I've had problems with heroin in my life, so I'm currently on the methadone program and have been for some time now, 25, 27 years. But the methadone has really helped me stabilise my life and live a normal life with a job and a mortgage and a long-term relationship. I started using heroin when I was about 18, 19. It wasn't initially a problem. Maybe about 5 years later it became a problem. I was unemployed and pretty depressed in my life. And I think when your life is a bit empty and you don't have a lot of meaning, it's easy to get entangled in drugs. It just helps relieve the misery that life can be for a lot of people, and that's what happens to a lot of people, I think. My experience with overdose was rather traumatic. When I was 23, I'd been using heroin for about 6 months at that point, and then I was with a group of friends and we were using heroin together, and one of our friends fell asleep and he died. And we had really no idea what was going on in front of us. I think we'd been used to alcohol at that point, and when someone's drunk too much alcohol and they fall asleep on the lounge, it's like, thank goodness, just go to sleep and sleep it off. But this is not something that you should ever do with someone who's used heroin or benzos or combined those substances with alcohol. As a young person, I really had no idea what I was getting into and what the consequences could be. The shame that I feel from that, I've been carrying for 30 years, and I've only really sort of come to terms with it recently that is probably the trauma that probably keeps me using drugs. I was at an event recently and I spoke to a mother who had lost her daughter at a festival because she had swallowed all her MDMA pills when she saw the sniffer dogs. And this mother was saying, I feel so ashamed. She felt like she hadn't prepared her daughter properly for what to do in those sorts of situations. So, you know, in such a horrible way, we had a lot in common, I think, in feeling a lot of guilt. I think if anything could come out of awareness raising, it's really important, I think, for parents to talk to their teenagers, for friends to talk to each other. And it really doesn't matter what drug we're talking about here. If someone is unconscious, we've got an issue. If they're not responding to you and they can't speak to you when you speak to them, call 000. There's no two ways about it. The ambulances will never be angry at you for, being safe on the safe side. You should always just get the ambulances along. They will never involve the police. They'll only involve the police if somebody dies. So it's really important that people take care of their friends. If they're unconscious, you've got to watch them and you need to act.